Welcome to the Activated Storytellers 48th podcast, June 14th, 2007.
This week's story is The Greedy Sons from India.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Zephyr.
And together we are
The Activated Storytellers.
We are coming to you from Arkansas this week. Last week we got a chance to tour Branson, Missouri, where we met another performing family, though they're a bit larger than our family is. Had a great time there. And this week we are going to tell you about our float trip down the Buffalo River with the Dillard Outfitters.
Float trip, not like in a parade, but float as in on the water.
Yes.
Yeah, Mom and Dad got a canoe and I got a kayak because I'm more special.
And this is also our Father's Day episode because Father's Day is coming up June 17th. So we're going to activate a story for you that kind of ties in with Father's Day. First, we have an answer to last week's trivia question. And the trivia question was, what three characters were we doing during last week's story? The three brothers. And the answer comes from Jim from New Jersey. He called in.
Hey, Activated Storytellers, this is Jim from New Jersey.
Hi, Jim from New Jersey.
I'd like to answer the trivia question, but before I do that, let me say that I really enjoy your podcast. I
Cool.
love the way you tell a story, it's very entertaining, and I also love hearing about your life on the road. Makes my life sound dull compared to your exciting life traveling across America and visiting different places. So keep up the good work with your podcast because I really enjoy them.
Thanks.
Now, I'd like to answer the question that you asked, and that question was, who were the people you were imitating? And I ought to say, I think it was the Three Stooges. Yeah, that's it, the Three Stooges. Larry, Moe, and Curly.
You're
Or
right.
Maybe Shemp was in there too, I don't know. But that's who you were imitating, and really kind of funny to listen to.
Yes, there was no Shemp in there. It's just that I do a very bad Larry. Larry is hard to do.
So, now that I answered the question, do I win a prize? Oh, that'd be wonderful. Maybe you can send me an autographed copy of one of Zephyr's books. That'd be cool.
Sorry, there's no prize. This is your prize. You get to be on the podcast with us lovely, talented people. I would send you a book, but I'm a little pinched on money this summer. So if you want to contribute to the cause, you can buy one from our website.
All right, even if you don't send me a prize, I'll still listen to your podcast. So keep up the good work, and if you're ever doing a show in New Jersey, I'll have to stop and watch you. All right, have a great day. Bye.
Are we going to be in New Jersey? You bet we are. We have shows coming up in Hackettstown on July 20th. But don't worry if you can't make that one. We've also got one in, I believe it's Manalapan in October 6th. Well, we'd like to thank Jim for calling in from New Jersey. And remember, you too can call us at 206-350-5016.
And unless I'm mistaken, Jim, the Three Stooges were natives of your state.
That explains the accent. Why, I oughta.
Yes. We're at crevicetales.com if you're interested in Zephyr's books. And we are celebrating 1 year of podcasting this month. So we encourage you to use your free cell minutes to give us a call and help us celebrate. You can call us at 206-350-5016. Let us know what you think of the podcast, of the stories.
We can't hear what you're thinking unless you call because we're not psychics. So call us or you can write a review on iTunes.
All right, so this week we did get a chance to float down the Buffalo River in Arkansas.
We started out on the trip not far from Yellville, where we did our first summer show. There are several outfitters along the Buffalo River there that provide you with canoes and other gear that you need to take a trip. And we went with the Dillard Family outfitters.
Basically because they are a family-run business, and I like to, being a family-run business ourselves, I think it's cool to find other families that are in business together. This family has been in business for a long time.
The Dillard name is everywhere around that area. Dillard's Ferry, which is no longer even there. There's the old Dillard settlement, and we noticed that there's a member of the Dillard family is currently running for Senate.
Yeah, in fact, the Dillard Brothers began the Dillard Ferry service back in 1929.
1921. The Dillard Ferry operated from 1921 to 1959 when the bridge was built that currently crosses the river, and so the ferry then was obsolete and it was torn down.
Yeah, and they got a canoe, and I got the kayak. I got the little kayak, and I had to paddle it the whole way myself, and I didn't have any of this lazy lying down in the boat stuff that you guys were doing.
Oh, you think that's what we were doing?
And I'll tell you guys what, I am just having a rough time. First, I get left at a rest stop. Then I managed to have my kayak turn over, courtesy of these two.
Well, tell us about it.
What happened was there was some low branches over the river, so Mom goes, "Oh, well, I'm going to duck down inside the canoe." Great idea, Mom. I'm in a kayak. I don't have any place.
Wait. I didn't just decide I was going to duck down in the canoe. First of all, we are all rather unexperienced canoers and kayakers. We've been in a boat once or twice before, but this is our first time where they just give you the boat and send you down the river and say, "Okay, you're on your own for 5 hours. Get out when you see the bridge." So, the first time. So, no, we're in the canoe. The currents are taking us where they want to take us because I am not controlling the currents.
There is no current. What are you talking about?
Yes, there was. So, I see a branch coming at me, and the only thing I could do was duck.
Yeah, well, of course, you could have paddled out of the way. It's really not that hard. I learned very quickly within the space of about a half hour how to maneuver.
Then why did you paddle into my path?
I didn't paddle into your path. You paddled into my path.
Oh, no. You were behind us, and all of a sudden you come up next to us, and you were in front of us.
You cut me off from the left, possibly deliberately, might I add.
Now. All right, so I ducked down under the branch. What did you do? You were behind me.
I ducked as well and laughed when Zephyr turned over.
Well, what happened was I managed to get hit in the face by about 5 branches first. I couldn't just turn over. I had to get hit in the face by a bunch of branches. Then my kayak snags on one of the branches and tilts over at about a 90-degree angle, sticking up out of the water, dumping me out into the water and turning over. And then, of course, it can't just turn over. It's stuck on one of the branches while I'm in the current, holding on to my paddle with one hand and the branch with the other hand.
All right. Now, come on, admit it. That's exactly what you wanted to happen.
That is exactly what I wanted to happen.
I thought so. Because earlier in the trip, it was like, oh, come on, this is boring. We need some rapids.
The river wasn't that cold. It was a nice river to take a dip in. I did it later after we finished the trip.
Wasn't cold at all because I had to jump in the water, catch his paddle that he sent downstream, and then he ran back up and got upstream and turned his kayak over.
I had to jump into the water and let it carry me down to the kayak and then grab the kayak and wrestle it loose from the branches, which was quite a process, and I had to end up getting around behind it. But in the end, it worked, sort of. And then...
Then he decided he wasn't going to bother getting in his kayak, and he was just going to float with it upside down and hang on to it.
And I did, and I would have done that for the whole river, except that the water was only 2 or 3 feet deep, and you just ended up walking for large parts of it.
It was a nice, relaxing trip down the river. Nice zen experience.
It was wonderful, and I think that 1 hour would have been too little of time.
Yes, and we encountered some Boy Scouts who said they were on the river for about a week.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
And whatever you do, folks, if you're going to go on this, bring sunscreen, lots of sunscreen, which we did, and you wanted to apply it to your legs, which we did, but you will want to apply it to your legs regularly, and if it washes off, apply it to your legs again.
And why is that?
Because otherwise, you will end up with legs that are completely sunburned from about the knees down. I am talking beet red, and you will not be able to walk for a day or two. Now ask me how I know this.
How do you know this?
How do you think?
You were sunburned with little red kneecaps.
We saw lots of turtles sunning themselves on rocks.
The difference is a turtle has a shell, so he doesn't have to sunburn his knees.
Great trip. We were on the river for about 5.5 hours, and only did 10 miles in that time. And I think it's a nice trip that we were on the lower end of the river that you can take young ones on. It's relaxing, it's fun, it's adventurous.
My only complaint is there weren't enough rapids and there wasn't enough turning over of the boats, and also none of the parts of the river were on fire.
So, a good trip to start with, though, and we'll work our way up to rapids. How's that?
How about we could just start with the rapids and go right now?
Okay, and the Dillard Family Outfitters can be found at dillards-outfitters.com. That's easy to remember, like activated-storytellers.com.
And, hey, I think it would be a great place to take Dad for Father's Day. What about you?
Well, I don't know about my dad. Well, actually, my dad took this trip several years ago. But yes, absolutely.
And since Father's Day is coming up this week, we are going to tell you a story. I think it's a good Father's Day story. The Greedy Sons from India. Once upon a time, in India, there was a very wealthy old man who lived with his 2 sons.
Dad, come here. Let me get your shoes for you.
Oh, no, Dad, I got it. Here's your bunny slippers, Dad.
He doesn't want his bunny slippers. He wants his shoes. Gosh.
Well, here, Dad, have some tea, Dad. Would you like some more water, Dad? I can pour some more water in it.
Actually, I just wanted to go for a walk. I'll see you two later, okay?
Oh, Dad, that's okay. No, I'll get the door for you, Dad.
Why would you go on a walk? Don't you want to go floating down the river?
Oh, wait, I'll get the boat, Dad. I got the boat.
Actually, I don't. I want to stay away from that river. The Ganges is very polluted.
His 2 sons couldn't do enough for him. But then one day, well, the old man got rather ill, and he thought he was dying.
I'm dying.
Here's a tissue, Dad.
He doesn't need a tissue. He needs cough drops. Gosh, don't you know anything?
No, I think what I need is an undertaker.
I'll call him for you, Dad. Here you go.
No, get out of the way. I'll do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Let go. I'll do it.
I thought of it.
Children, if you can stop arguing long enough, I'd like to talk to you about money.
Oh, yes, Dad, I'm listening.
I'm listening better.
I am. I know. No, look, my ears are all perked up.
Anyway, money and property. I've got to get rid of it because I am not long for this world. I'm not going to be around much longer, so I want to divvy up my property and all of my goods between you two since I don't have anyone else to leave it to. I mean, since you are my 2 loyal sons. Okay, Apu, you get the lower 40, and Ahmed, you get the top 40, and you each get half of these rupees, and I get a long rest.
Thanks, Dad.
He likes me better.
I got the top 40. Well, even though the father thought he was dying, he really wasn't.
What do you know? It's a miracle. Look, I can do push-ups with one hand again.
That's nice.
Oh, could I get a cup of tea, please?
No, you get it.
I'm not going to get it. You get it.
Why would I get it?
Gosh, he's your dad.
Yeah, like he's not your dad.
You get the tea.
No, you.
Knock it off. You're so loud.
I notice you two are still arguing as much as ever, but something seems a little different somehow. Could I get my slippers, please? I'd like to go for a walk.
You heard Dad. Get his slippers. Gosh.
You're closer. You get them.
I'm not closer. Look, I'm getting up and moving way over here. You're closer.
Well, now you're closer because I moved way over here.
No, you're closer. Gosh.
I'm going to go way over there. I'll take a long, long, long walk.
Go ahead. I'm too busy to get the door. Bye.
I gotta go. I can't find my jacket.
Well, this went on and on and on. And one day, a friend of the father's came visiting.
Greetings, old friend. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing quite well. Things are very busy at the Quickie Mart. How are you?
Well, not that good. Well, I'm very well, but actually that's not so good. You see, I thought I was dying, so I divided up all of my property and goods between my 2 greedy children, and now I have nothing left, except they're arguing all the time.
Ooh, I have an idea.
Good, that's more than I have.
Your sons will know that I came here today, and when they find out, you must pretend that I came to settle a very long-standing debt.
You? A debt to me?
Shh. Here, you must keep these bags with yourself and never let any of your sons open them.
Is it okay if I peek myself?
No, that might ruin the surprise for the listeners of the story.
Okay, boy, this is interesting. Oh, thank you very much. I don't know how this is going to help, but I'm sure it'll do something.
Well, when the young men heard about their father's increased wealth, they became more attentive and pleasing to their father than ever before.
Dad wants to take a walk. Come here, Dad. I got the door.
I got the door. Here, Dad. Here, just hop on my back. I'll carry you.
He doesn't want to be carried. He wants to take a walk. Get out of the way. I got the door.
No, I got it. Here, Dad, here, let me hold your hand.
I got his shoes.
Yeah, well, I got his hat.
I got his hat better.
Well, I got his umbrella.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to pick up mail.
Oh, here, Dad, I'll get it for you, and I'll water your plants on the way.
He doesn't need the plants watered. I already did that today. Gosh.
Yeah, well, I'll mow the grass.
Children, all we have are cacti.
Well, one day, the father did pass on.
Bye, kids. I really mean it this time. This is for real. This is the real McCoy. This is all she wrote. This is the end of the tale. Oh, enough already. Oh.
And when the sons opened the bags...
Get out of the way. I'll do it.
Hey, me first.
Get out of the way. I'll do it.
No,
Gosh.
let go.
Let go. That's mine.
Oh. Hey, where's the money?
This isn't money. It's dirt.
Just dirt and rocks? That's all he left us?
Gosh.
And that's the story of the greedy sons. So I think the sons learned a lesson. What do you think?
Yes, the old man got them to take care of him one way or another.
Yes. So I think it was a pretty appropriate Father's Day story.
Yes, I think so.
And we've got real Father's Day coming up.
Father's Day makes me think of my favorite quote about fathers, which is from Mark Twain.
What is it?
He said, "When I was a lad of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly bear to have him around. But when I was 21, I was astonished by how much he'd learned in only 7 years."
That's a good one. I like this story. There was an old man, and he's off crying on the shoulder of the road, and a person comes walking by and asks him what's wrong. Okay, be the person.
What's wrong?
Why, I'm just upset because my father scolded me.
Your father scolded you?
The person walking by is a little astonished.
Well, why would your father scold you? Where is he?
Well, he's in there, and so the person walking by goes in and meets the dad and wants to know why he scolded his son.
Why'd you scold your son? Come on, your son's too old to be scolded. Look at this.
"I scolded him because he dropped my father."
Yeah, I like that story. So basically, the 3 generations, and the oldest one's got to be about 120.
Hey, wait a minute. They just saw us do 2 stories.
I know. They got a little extra this week. Let's see. What do we have for news this week? We've got some shows coming up this summer. We're going to a number of libraries throughout Arkansas, Pennsylvania. I think I forgot to mention Maryland and New Jersey last time we talked about where we're performing this summer.
Yeah, okay. In July, we're doing the Philadelphia Main Library for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing several libraries in the Pittsburgh area as well.
That's at the end of June. And then we've got also Wilkes-Barre, Pocono Pines. That's going to be good. We're back at Pocono Pines this year.
I'll tell you what, this summer's kind of crazy. We're doing 3 or 4 shows a day during some of the days, and we're going to be split up between a few states here.
We're also flying out to California in July and August.
Not only are we flying out to California, go figure, we're flying out to California twice within a couple weeks of each other, both for totally different things.
And some shows in the Sacramento libraries this year.
So it's a pretty hectic summer.
Yes, and lots of opportunities to come by and see us perform live. You can find our schedule updated and accurate at www.activated-storytellers.com.
And this week we floated on the water. Next week we're looking forward to soaking in some water, some hot water in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
So if you have a story request, if you're thinking of a story you'd like to hear us activate, give us a call, 206-350-5016. You can also call us if you have any questions or comments about the show. You can also leave comments on podcast.yahoo.com or just rate us a few stars, like 5. 5 stars would be good.
We're on a bunch of different little things, aren't we? We're on iTunes. We're on Yahoo Podcasts. What else are we on?
Twitter. We've got a Twitter account. I love my Twitter account. Twitter.com/activated. It's a lot of fun. We type in from our cell phone and let people know where we are, what we're doing right then and there. So you can follow us at twitter.com or start your own account and be our friend and we'll follow you.
That's kind of spooky to have people know what you're doing all the time.
Well, they only know what I tell them.
I see.
So, not too spooky. You can find links to explore and show notes at activated.libsyn.com. And if you'd like to float down the river, highly recommend dillards-outfitters.com on the Buffalo River in Arkansas.
You may get wet, possibly soaked.
If you're lucky.
Catch you next week.
Bye.
See ya.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you. Read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.